If you click this video, you probably aren't earning the sort of money you would like to, and it seems like the financial reality you desire is slipping away from you every single day. Now, I've been broke a majority of my life. It seemed like every time I got money, there was a burning hole in my pocket that money just wanted to escape from. I don't come from money. I didn't have mom and dad's money. I didn't hit some crypto pump. I have had winters with no heat. I slept on a basement floor for months trying to figure out my life. There was times I snuck and slept at work because I didn't have bus fare to go back home. I don't come from money. But with that being said, I was able to change my life, and I'm going to share certain things I learned in order to help you do the same. Now, when I had my first $100,000 year and I looked at how much money I had left over, I was floored. I was absolutely floored because my goal was simply to make $100,000 a year. When I was broke, I was like, if I can make $100K a year, my life is going to be set. And then I looked back at how much I had left and I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I said, I can never make this happen to me again. And after making tens of thousands of dollars that year, I had a couple hundred left over. Absolutely wild. So if you want to stay poor, do the exact opposite of everything I'm about to tell you in this video. But I'm assuming that's not you. And a big reason why I didn't keep any of that money in my first $100,000 year was because I didn't understand how the universe operates in terms of people being wealthy and allowing money to work for them in the correct way that's fulfilling to them, that's aligned with them, that allows them to live an abundant life, essentially. So the thing is, the universe is going to treat you how you treat yourself. The universe looks at you the way that you look at yourself. So that's all it was. There were certain things I was missing and not doing that caused me to lose a whole bunch of money, which I no longer do now. I've changed my ways. So, firstly, you're going to want to save money. Sounds very obvious, right? You've read it in all the books. All the gurus have told you to save money. Save at least 10% of your income. If you have $1 come in, save at least 10 cents. And here's a little trick, which I learned from Dr. John Demartini. Every 3 months, increase your savings rate by 10%. So if you start in January saving 10% of your income, by the end of March, you go to 11%. 10% times 10% is 11. The equation is 10 times 1.1. That gives you 11%. Then another 3 months at the end of June, you increase it by 10% again. So that's going to bring you to like 12.4% or something like that. And every 3 months, you increase the savings rate by 10%. Your goal is to get to half, to get to 50%. If you can save 50% of your income, holy. And I'm going to tell you why on a universal law level, saving money is important. But do that trick. The thing with that trick is that it's going to change your mind. It's going to make you start thinking of ways you can earn more money, which I'm going to get to in another step. But this is our first step. You're going to come up with ways to earn more money because you know that savings rate needs to increase. So when you go from saving nothing to saving 10%, then 15, 20%, you're like, whoa, if I keep making the same amount of money, I'm not going to have anything left for my life. So it makes you start getting creative. Now, on a universal law level, why you want to save money is because it is indicating to the universe that you are a good steward of money, that you know how to keep money around, that you know how to be disciplined with money. Money is a particular energy, and it's attracted to several things because it is an energy, right? And it has rules. Energy has rules. Heat has rules. Electricity has rules. Gravity has rules. Sound has rules. Money has rules because it's an energy. So when you're saving money, money is attracted to people who already have some. To those who have, more will be given, and to those who don't, they will lose even that which they have, which is the Matthew principle in the Bible. So if you have some money, this is why the rich get richer. If you have some money, you're likely going to get more money. If you don't have money, you're going to lose money. So you need to do things to increase the amount of money you have. So step one, save some money, because money is attracted to those who already have some. Secondly, since you're saving 10% more each 3 months, you're going to need to increase your income. Now, this sounds obvious, right? But it's not super obvious to everyone. You need to increase your income. Now, I suggest the best way to do that is through business. And that's what I teach people how to do. I teach people how to build an online business using the laws of the universe, using the information they have in their mind so that they can increase their income and have a better quality of life and actually become a wealthy person. So if you're interested in that, I am running a cohort, a 7-day cohort called the Money Magnetism Cohort. It's the first one I'm ever doing. It's going to be 7 days. In 7 days, I will show you how to make at least $10,000 a month extra, if not more, through using the laws of the universe, through a system. There is a wait list below because I'm only going to run it if there's enough interest. So if you're interested, there's a link below. You can see what you're getting and you can join the wait list. But the reason I suggest business is because business is the primary way to quantum jump your income. Because you have skills, you have things that are of service to people, you have things that are valuable to people, you just don't know them yet. You haven't seen them inside of yourself yet. But if you offer that to the correct people, you can make a lot of money. The most money I made in one day was around $70,000 US. Okay? So it's possible. It's very, very possible. You just have to determine what value you can bring to people in the marketplace. Now, having a business is not for everyone, right? I'm a business guy. I love business. I love teaching business. It's part of my purpose. But business isn't for everyone. Not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. If that's the case, though, you still need to determine how you're going to increase your income. If you have a job, how can you make more money at that job? Do you need new skills? Do you need new training? Can you get a promotion? What's required to get that promotion? How are you going to put more money in your pocket? If you don't have a job with upwards mobility, then you need another job. Or you need to get a different job that has either pays more or has upwards mobility, the ability for you to earn more at that particular job. Or what I suggest to most people is if you don't want to run a company, you don't want to run a business, get a sales position, because the salespeople in companies make all the money because they bring in the money. So if you're a good salesperson, you can earn significant amounts of money. I know people making hundreds of thousands of dollars as salespeople, right? I went to Mexico with a friend of mine. He's a sales guy. He's killing it. He paid for everything. I went with my wife to a hotel in Tulum, and it wasn't what we expected. It wasn't cool, right? This guy calls me. He says, Seth, I got this Airbnb out here that I don't like. I'm going to another one. You want this one? Bro, when I stepped into that Airbnb, it was a freaking beautiful place. Beautiful. And he was just like, yeah, just go ahead. Go ahead, man. That's yours for our stay here. I said, holy cow, man. He's a sales guy. He was killing it, right? I think he was selling some sort of nutrition supplements or something. So get a sales job. Increase your income. That's the key. Increase your income, okay? And you can do this. Break it down to universal law level. If you project something into the world, service, you will receive something back. And oftentimes that's money. Now, as your income is increasing, you're going to have the temptation to buy a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of stuff, which is what I did. I didn't just buy stuff. Okay, like I bought clothing and I had really expensive dinners and bought the nicest hotel rooms and all this type of stuff when I didn't really need to. It wasn't all that different, but I spent off all my money, right? And the reason that happened was because I was unfulfilled. I was trying to fill a void with stuff and with money, a personal void within me, because I did not have any clue what my purpose was, what my mission was, what my vision was. All I want to do is make money. And if all you want to do is earn money, then that ends up usually leading to a problematic place. You need something that's more grounded, that's more fulfilling in your life, that's more purpose driven. Otherwise, you're going to try and fill that void with stuff. Me, I wanted recognition. I wanted to be recognized. I wanted people to respect me. I wanted people to look at me and say, yeah, he's the guy. Here's the thing. No one cares. No one cares. And you buy all the stuff, you buy all the things because you think they're going to make you happy. You think they're going to make you feel a particular way. But here's the thing. The universe is going to treat you how you treat yourself. So if you think an object is going to make you feel a particular way, you can feel that way now. You can feel that way now. If you're going to go buy a Ferrari because you think it's going to make you feel happy or feel better, you can literally tap into your mind and feel that feeling now. And the universe is going to treat you that way. And you're more likely going to import the money necessary to get the stuff. And when you have the money to get the stuff, you're not even going to want it. You're not even going to want it. And the fact that you don't want it and don't care about it is exactly why you'll get it. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. Have you ever noticed that you get the things that you're nonchalant about, that you really don't care about? Women, for instance, right? All the guys that the women don't want are the ones who want them. Right? But the guy that you want so badly, he's avoiding you or whatever. That's just the universe. It's like an odd way things occur. So you need fulfillment. You need purpose. What I'm doing now with YouTube, what I'm doing in my life now, is purpose driven. Here's the reason I think I require certain amounts of money in my life and certain amounts of income and wealth is because I teach people how to make money. If I have no money, then I have no credibility. So I need to earn income and earn significant amounts of money in order to teach people. Otherwise, they're not going to believe me. So that helps me fulfill my purpose, not just have a lifestyle, not just feed my family, not just have a good time. It's literally helping me fulfill my purpose of assisting people to become entrepreneurs and business people and live fulfilling lives that they would love to live, and aligned lives and abundant lives, these sort of things. So you don't have a money problem, you have a fulfillment problem. So get fulfilled. Purpose, mission, and vision is how you do that. Next, after you have saved, right, and increased your income, and you have 3 months of living expenses saved, 3 months. Now you can start investing. The reason I say 3 months before I get to investing, the reason I say 3 months is because, one, like I said in step 1, money is attracted to people who already have some. But 2, it will help you escape survival mode. When you are in survival mode and you are worried about money all the time, it is very difficult to import more money into your life. Because if, let's say money was a person and you're constantly worried about this person. I'm worried if they're going to show up. I'm worried. They're probably not going to want to be around you because you're very anxious around them. You're very worried around them. You don't know what to do when you're around them. They're probably not going to want to be around. So you need to negate survival mode. And I have a video about this, which you definitely should check out, because it really doesn't matter what level of income you're at. You can face survival mode at any level of income. I felt like I was in survival mode, like I didn't have enough, like I was worried all the time when I was making $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 months. I still felt like I was in survival mode, you know? So I had to develop a system to negate that, because it really doesn't matter how much money you're making. You can feel it anytime. I know people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month that feel like it's all slipping away from them constantly. So watch that video. It's very, very important. And you're going to help negate that survival mode if you do have a certain amount of months of living expenses saved, because you won't be worried about surviving. So I suggest 3 months of living expenses saved before you start investing. Investing is using your money to earn more money, right? So there's lots of things you can invest in. I suggest to just invest in the market. The S&P 500, you just take a portion of your income, put it in the market. The market's down now, but all throughout history, the market has gone up and to the right over time. It's the safest way to invest. So that's what I suggest. You can invest in real estate, you can invest in crypto, you can invest back into your business, which is what I highly suggest. Run advertisements. If you want to do YouTube to promote your business, invest in better equipment so your stuff looks nicer and you look more professional, you look more presentable. Invest in your business because that's going to increase your income. As you increase your income, the liquid money you have going in, it opens up a lot of options for you. And invest in yourself. A lot of the time, why people don't have any money is because they don't invest in themselves at all. They imagine, right? Imagine you're telling the universe, you want to earn more money. You want to have more money. You want to have a better life. But you're not willing to give in order to get. So you're not willing to give in order to receive the life that you want. What are you telling to the universe when you say, hey, I want to be a multimillionaire, but I'm not willing to spend any money? I'm not willing to spend any money on it. I'm not willing to spend any money on myself. I tell people to invest in the market, right? But that's stocks. Stocks go up and down. You might hold stocks. You might get rid of some. Things come in and out of the S&P all the time. You know, the companies are always shifting. But a stock you are never going to sell is yourself. So you might as well invest in yourself. It makes the most sense. I learned how to make money because I invested in myself. And as I earned more income and had more money, I was able to invest bigger and bigger amounts within myself. And I always got a positive ROI because what you give, you get. When you give, you receive. And speaking about that, the final thing I will say, if you really want the universe to look at you as a wealthy person and therefore import wealth into your life, is to be generous. Be generous. I have met many wealthy people now, many people with high amounts of income, many people with like actual wealth. Wealth is your ability to sustain your lifestyle without income. So without a business, without a job, you have enough money to live the life you want to live without ever working. That's wealth. And I've met a decent chunk of people who are able to do that. And one resounding quality I see amongst all wealthy people is generosity. They're very, very generous. They're generous with their knowledge, generous with assisting you because they want to see you do well. Because you doing well is no threat to them. They're already abundant. They're already fine. They're wealthy. You need to be a wealthy person. Be a wealthy person. Like I said before, the universe will only treat you the way you treat yourself. So you need to treat yourself as a wealthy individual. And wealthy people are generous. So when I'm here on YouTube, I'm giving, right? I don't hold anything back. I don't hold nothing back. I tell y'all what I tell my clients, okay? If you are a client, it's just going to happen quicker because you're going to be more focused because you invested in yourself. So you got to give to get. And this is the universal law of gender, masculine and feminine energy. Masculine is the projection, the giving energy, and feminine is the receiving energy. And you will never receive unless you give. If you have a job, you're giving of your time and your labor in order to receive money. Always. You're just not giving enough. You're not being of enough service to people. Therefore, they're not paying you and you're not getting paid enough because you're not of more service. If you are more service in the world and you are more selfless instead of selfish and only thinking about yourself because you're in survival mode, if you weren't doing those things, you would earn more money. Be grateful, be generous, be generously grateful. Okay? So if you want the universe to look at you as a wealthy person, therefore become a wealthy person, therefore become somebody who can import money into your life, do those 5 things. Those 5 things. Save your money, increase your income. What was the third one? Fulfillment, purpose, mission, and vision. Invest, and be generous. Now, if you'd like any help with any of this stuff, like I said, I'm running a 7-day cohort. If there's enough interest, I will run it in April. Join the waitlist now so you can see what you're going to get. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.